Assalamu alaikum class. I hope you are fine. Today we are going to discuss comprehension. As you very well know that this is an important part of your paper and carries a lot of marks. So we will start with what comprehension is. Then we will discuss some strategies of comprehension and then we will discuss a comprehension paragraph. If you find anything difficult, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. Comprehension or extracting meaning from what you read is the ultimate goal of reading. So, what is the meaning of comprehension? That you have to find out meaning from whatever you are reading. So, when we try to find the meaning of a text, that is known as comprehension. Reading comprehension is the ability to process text, understand its meaning, and to integrate with what the reader already knows. So रीडिंग कम्प्रीहेंशन में हम क्या करते हैं, हम एक टेक्स्ट को पढ़ते हैं, उसके मीनिंग को समझते हैं और फिर जो हमारे पास पहले से नॉलेज होती है उसके साथ उसको कंबाइन करते हैं ताकि हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग ज़्यादा कंप्लीट हो सके. Now we will discuss some strategies of comprehension. The first strategy is predicting the meaning of a text. So first of all, what we do is that we read a text and we try to guess the meaning, that what it could be about. Especially when we read the title or when we read the first paragraph, we try to make guesses about the meaning of the text. Determining the purpose of a text. The next part is that we have to find out that what is the purpose of the text, why this text is written, and what message it is trying to deliver. Activation of prior knowledge. The next strategy is that we should bring in the knowledge that we already have about the world and about different things to try to help us in the understanding of the text and its meaning and its purpose. Identify word and sentence meanings in order to decode the text. The next step is that we try to understand the meaning of the words and the meaning of the sentences in order to understand the whole text. In this stage, we focus on the words and sentences and try to understand their meanings. Reflect on the meaning of a text. The next step is that when we understand the meaning of a text, then we think about it and we try to comprehend the deeper points of that meaning. Identifying the main idea and summarization. So then what we do in the end, that we identify the main idea of the text, that what the text is revolving around, what is its purpose, and what is the main concept that the writer wants us to understand. And then we summarize or make a summary of the whole text, and in this way our comprehension of a text is completed, and now we are able to explain the text, to write about this text, and to answer questions about that particular text. So these are some of the strategies regarding comprehension. So comprehension में हम क्या करेंगे कि आप एक पैसेज को पढ़ेंगे, उसको डीपली पढ़ेंगे, 2-3 बार पढ़ेंगे ताकि आपको उसके मीनिंग्स अच्छी तरह से समझ में आ जाए. और अगर आपको किसी लफ्ज़ का या किसी सेंटेंस का मीनिंग नहीं आता तो हम उसको पूरी कॉन्टेक्स्ट या पूरी जो सिचुएशन उस टेक्स्ट में मौजूद है उसके हवाले से उसको समझने की कोशिश करेंगे ताकि हमें उसका मीनिंग समझ में आ सके. मीनिंग समझने के बाद टेक्स्ट के एंड पे दिए गए क्वेश्चंस के आंसर प्रोवाइड करना आपके पेपर का मेन टास्क है. आपके जो भी पैसेज आपको दिया जाता है उसमें प्रेसी राइटिंग भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट है, लेकिन प्रेसी राइटिंग हम नेक्स्ट लेसन में डिस्कस करेंगे. सो प्रेसी राइटिंग इज़ नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ द लेसन ऑफ टुडे, दैट विल बी डिस्कस्ड इन द नेक्स्ट लेसन. टुडे वी विल फोकस ऑन comprehension because that is the first step in précis writing. Now we will read a passage. I will explain the meaning of the passage to you and then you will have to provide answers to the questions given at the end of the passage. So let's read the passage. Very few students have really any clear idea of what science means. The teaching of science in schools tend to obscure the meaning of science. When pupils at school work for a pass in science subject, they regard it their main business to learn a large number of facts and a smaller number of principles and theories. Now, all this is good in its way. A scientist must have a certain number of facts, principles, and theories at his fingertips. But science would cease to be science if scientists merely worked from fixed sets of facts and theories. The essence of science is the gathering of new facts and the establishment of new theories. Science has advanced rapidly in recent history because scientists have been greedy for new knowledge and because they have been so ready to disbelieve in textbooks of their youth. It is therefore most important to give our young students of science an awareness of skepticism and open mindedness that is part of the very soul of science. Let them not think that any branch of science is a subject that one can sit down and learn. Let them realize that science is essentially a creative activity. Now let's read the passage again. This time we will go through each sentence and try to decipher its meaning. Very few students have really any clear idea of what science means. So in this sentence, the writer says that students do not have the idea that what is the actual meaning of the word science. The teaching of science in schools tend to obscure the meaning of science. So the way science is taught in schools, it actually hides the meaning of science. It does not explain what science means, it actually makes it more confusing. So our understanding becomes more confusing instead of becoming clear because of the way science is taught in schools. When pupils at school work for a pass in science subject, they regard it their main business to learn a large number of facts and a smaller number of principles and theories. So when students are in school and they want to pass a science subject, they believe that what they have to do is to memorize some facts and to memorize some theories and principles, and that is all. That is the main purpose of their learning, that they memorize or cram the facts and they memorize the principles and theories, and that is all science is about: facts and theories and principles. Now, all this is good in its way. So obviously, learning facts and learning theories and principles is not bad. A scientist must have a certain number of facts, principles, and theories at his fingertips. So, for any scientist, it is necessary that they should know some basic principles, basic facts, and basic theories by heart, and they would be able to use those facts and theories and principles whenever they need them in their experiment. So it is very important that some basic facts, principles, and theories are learned by the students. But science would cease to be science if scientists merely worked from fixed sets of facts and theories. So science will not be science if we are focused on fixed facts and theories, because science is all about inventions, about new things. The essence of science is the gathering of new facts and the establishment of new theories. So, what is the main purpose of science? That we have to find out new facts and we have to create new theories. Science has advanced rapidly in recent history because scientists have been greedy for new knowledge. So, why has science made so much progress in the recent history? In the past few decades, because scientists wanted to acquire or get new knowledge, they wanted to know newer things. That is why science has made so much progress, and because they have been so ready to disbelieve in textbooks of their youth. And because they did not trust the textbooks of their youth, means that the textbooks that they learned in when they were students, so they did not believe those textbooks. They tried to discover newer things, and that is how science made progress. It is therefore most important to give our young students of science an awareness of skepticism and open-mindedness that is part of the very soul of science. So what is important thing is that young students should be made aware that they should not believe everything. Skepticism, they should not believe everything, and they should be open minded. They should be ready to accept newer things. They should be ready to accept that things learned in the past can be wrong. Let them not think that any branch of science is a subject that one can sit down and learn. So they should not believe that they can sit down and learn science or any branch of science. They have to go out, make experiments, and make discoveries. Let them realize that science is essentially a creative activity. So the purpose of science is to create. So it cannot be learned from books. It can only be learned through trying to create newer things. Now I will give you the questions, and you will have to provide answers to these questions. Try to write the answers and send them before 1 o'clock tomorrow, and be on time. When does science cease to be science? Question number 2. What are the two causes of the advancement of science? What should we teach to our students of science? I hope you have understood the questions. Attempt the answers, and then in the next lesson we will discuss the answers, and we will discuss how to write a précis of a comprehension paragraph. That is all for today. Allah Hafiz.